Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on World Liberty Financial. We're going to do a full update. We had some news yesterday, which I think was that caused a bit of a sell-off right here, as you can see. Relatively high volume as well, but I think that news requires some nuance. So I'll talk about that nuance in this video. And ultimately, I don't think that it's like WLFI held up relatively well. I mean, we're still holding 20 cents right now. Now I do have to say that we are more bearish than yesterday. I mean, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, this main area of support that we have between 20 cents and like 21 cents. I mean, obviously it consists of different support levels. And it's kind of like you see these different support levels working, and we have dropped down below the support level right here at 20 and a half and 21 cents. So there is bearish development right here. Like I said yesterday after the news that Eric Trump will no longer serve as board director of World Liberty Financial, which was the bad news. After that, we dropped down. We were able to reclaim 20 cents. So that's why I'm telling you, it's not all over. But we do need to see some action soon. Otherwise, we are going to drop down lower. And that is ultimately what I said yesterday as well, right? Yesterday, what I told you is that as long as we have not been able to reclaim 22 cents, it's better to expect us to stay down here. And down here was between 20 and 22 cents. And potentially even better to expect that we're going to drop back down to lower levels right here at 18 and 17 and a half cents. And I still think that I think you should be prepared for further dumping a little bit more than a breakout. But we'll talk about that. First of all, I wanted to ask you if you are still interested in these updates daily. Quite a lot of you still seem to be interested, but let me know, right? I mean, I can also make them every 2 days. At this point of time, there's quite a lot going on in the cryptocurrency markets, so my attention is kind of spread thin. But let me know. All right, let's get right into it. So one of the key reasons why I'm telling you that it's most likely we're going to drop down lower is not the fact that we are in a 1 hour time frame downtrend, which we are, right? I mean, we are making since we got up to the 382 fib right here at 24.5 cents, we're making lower lows, we're making lower highs. That's a downtrend, all right? So we are in a downtrend, but ultimately, if you look at the 4 hour time frame, I mean, a downtrend like this, I mean, you could just as well call this the second wave, right? I mean, if you know some Elliott wave theory, what happens very often is that the second wave actually drops down quite a bit of the first wave, and then afterwards we have a deeper wave. So this 1 hour downtrend doesn't necessarily mean that much. You could also say it's just a bearish flag. However, the thing is that if those were true, right? So if this is the second wave of a new impulse wave starting, or if this is just a bullish flag, what you would need to see is some momentum. And what we see right now with World Liberty Financial is that yesterday we actually had a volume spike, but that was after the news. And ultimately, and by the way, this news, to add some context, it doesn't really matter. He will still remain involved. Which is also why we were able to get a reclaim. Nothing really changes except for on paper, I think. But we are losing momentum, and we've been losing momentum basically since Sunday when we reached the 382 fib right here at 24.5 cents. And we need that momentum to break out, all right? And if we don't see any trace of that momentum, which at this point of time we don't, I'm going to have to keep saying that I think it's most likely that we're going to drop down lower into this main support level right here at 18 cents. So I still think that's most likely. I think short term, it's a little bit more likely that we will remain stable. But when we're talking about a breakout or a breakdown, the breakdown is more likely here. All right, and the key level to still observe is that level at 21 cents. If we can actually gain some new momentum, if we can reclaim 21 cents, then the game is on, right? And then we can actually rally. But as that hasn't happened yet, and as there's no indication that we need to look at that and that's going to happen, I think this is most likely. And I think that's what you need to know. So hopefully that helps. But for now, that's it. So thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.